I never know when. There we are. Hi, everyone. I was going to say, we never know when it's going to like pop up and be on. Hello, hello. How's everybody doing? Hold on. Let me get the chat up here. Hi, April Princess. Hi, Tasha. Hi, Cece. Brianna, you watched the cruise video before and you loved it. It looks like a lot of fun. Hi, Alicia. Thank you to everybody who's watched the cruise video, and it is pinned at the top of the chat. So if at any time you want to watch it, it's there. Hi, Heather. How's it going? Are y'all ready to go to the airport? Hi, Laura. Have we done a Disney cruise before? Would you like to answer?
We have.
We have. You want to give a little more detail?
Oh, we went on the Wish.
Yeah, we did. Hi, Denise. Hi, Amber. Hi, Deb. How are you doing, Debbie? I'm double streaming again. Okay, I'll worry about it after, Debbie. Tasha, hello. So we have gone on one other cruise. It was the Disney Wish. We've gone on a Royal Caribbean cruise as well. Tasha said, nice sprinkler, Tim. You want to demonstrate for everybody?
Oh, no.
Okay. Okay, Heather, we'll save travels to you guys. We've gone on a Royal Caribbean, and then we went on the Disney Wish. We went on the Wish in January of 2024. Yep.
Okay.
Hi, Tamika. Hi, Timothy. And I loved it. I won't speak for Tim. Hi, Brianna. Tim saying hi. Tim says hi, Tim.
Oh, hey, Tim. I like your name.
And so, I don't know. I will be honest and say that I got onto the fantasy completely comparing it to the Wish.
You did.
And Tim said, stop.
And she didn't.
Hi, Scal. How are you doing, Scal? Hi, Baby Horror. Thank you. And again, thank you everybody for watching the cruise vlog. Hi, Tony. Which cruise did I like better, the Fantasy or the Wish? So again, the Wish was our first. It was a newer ship. I will say this, that the Fantasy was immaculate just as the Wish was. Do you agree? I mean, it was clean.
The boat was clean, yeah.
The rooms are so spacious on both ships.
Yes.
But I don't know, like the lobby area and what they do on the Wish as far as like the midnight kiss, and there was princesses all around. I don't know. I liked the environment of the Wish. I'm gonna go do this. Just let me make sure everything's okay.
Oh, wow.
I know, sorry.
I didn't know that I was going to get left. Here. Oh, she said I can't lean back in my chair. I did like the room in the Fantasy better than the Wish. I felt like we had a bigger room in the Fantasy. And it was way off the beaten path, all the way in the front of the boat. So we had no foot traffic, nobody making any noise at night, going by. Of course, she kept me out way past my bedtime. So everybody was asleep by the time we got back to the room anyways. So that part was good. CC, as far as anything to expect, like what are you looking for? I mean, they feed you whenever you want. You don't have to worry about driving anywhere. It's amazing. What else could you ask for? We're back.
Hi, sorry. Okay. So where are we at?
I was telling about the size of the room.
Okay.
And then I was asking Cece, like, what do you want to consider when going on a cruise?
Anything to expect. I mean, I feel like first off, I would start off with like, do you know if you have motion sickness? And where you would want to be in the boat. I mean, I feel like you're good with that explanation as far as like, where would you want your room to be if you didn't want to feel...
Oh yeah, like if you do get motion sickness, being lower in the hull of the boat.
Hi, Samara.
Is the boat moves a whole lot less than the higher floors that you get, but still, even on the higher floors, it's not bad.
Right. Hi, Amanda. Yeah, so for this cruise, we were all the way at the bow of the ship.
Yeah, explain that.
Okay, and so all the way at the front, and I thought it was amazing. I thought that it was like very low, but I also don't know if that was because our weather was so good. We did not, Samara. We did not. I looked at it, and we just have some other things going on right now, and so I didn't feel like I wanted to spend the money for the placeholder. But the placeholder, for anybody who's wondering, is before you exit the ship, or really it's the night before the cruise ends, you get to book and put a placeholder down for another cruise for 10% off. So, hi Andre, did anyone in your group show signs of seasickness? Nope. And I know a lot of people did have the little patch behind their ear, and so they put it on before, and whether they thought they were going to have it or not, they were just prepared, and they had the little patch, and everybody went on with their way. So would Tim try a non-Disney cruise?
I would, 100%, yeah.
One of the ones we do talk about is Virgin, Virgin, I guess it's Virgin Voyages, which is an adult-only cruise. So we would like to try that, just something different. We've not ever tried anything like that. But we have done Royal Caribbean, and that's it. We are not like big cruisers. And I would say this, I know some people have talked about, they love the Fantasy and the Dream because of the adult area, and how on the Fantasy and the Dream, that area is bigger. I personally like the Wish better because the adult area was on the bow, the aft, what is that? The back part of the bow,
aft is the back.
Okay. It was on the back part of the ship. And so you looked out over the boat when you were in the water. And it was just such a beautiful view. And I personally liked that part of it.
What's that?
Like how on the Wish you were in the water looking over. Area, for the adult area. Yeah. I just like the views of it. So, so what was the favorite part of the cruise? I'll let you go first. Hi, Plymouth Rock.
My favorite part of the cruise was sitting on the third story, which is not really the third story. It's like the 13th floor or whatever. The adult section, overlooking with a bucket of beers, people watching. That was my favorite part.
Yeah. My favorite part, I enjoyed to the adult areas, went to the pool areas and just hung out, and that's all. I will also say that our favorite, and I think I can speak for Tim on this, our favorite show is called Match Your Mate, and they have it on the Wish and I think on all the Disney cruise lines.
I would assume all cruises have it.
We did go to like the Broadway style shows, but what's next? How much did you spend on merch in the store total? Or cruise line, but I don't know how much was $91. I think it was 90, and then maybe with some tax. It wasn't a lot. Hi, Doug. So we did not spend a lot. I feel like total our bill at the end, which we got internet. What else did we put on?
Yeah, we both bought internet for our phones. Bucket of beers.
I got a glass of champagne.
Yeah.
And then Tim got espresso. Like gratuity
for the waiter and the cabin attendant, and it all came to $341 extra, plus parking, which was another $72 for 3 days.
Would you like to visit the new Disney Island? Yes, I would. The islands are very nice, and the first time when we were on the Wish, we could not really do anything on the island because the weather wasn't favorable. This time, it was a beautiful day. You could do whatever you wanted, ride bikes, go parasailing, jet ski, and it would be fun to do it. Say a sweater or a sweatshirt.
Shirt there. That's what I was pretty surprised about.
Yeah.
So
I did wear one. And it had really cool and windy, and I wore a sweater. I think that was on the pirate night. But even being on the inside, we had prepared for that. Like Tim brought pullovers and I brought a sweater, and we were prepared for it, but we ultimately didn't need it. Hi Juan, how are you? So that's it's raining. If y'all hear something, it's raining. So we went to the shows. We played bingo, and we did not win, but it was a lot of fun. Bingo was a couple times a day on both of the days.
Yeah. It's expensive. I think it was $80 for the game, but like it's all on an iPad. So you get an iPad and you can play online. Prizes were pretty good. Like you do win prizes. I think it was all the way
600.
Well, the original it keeps dropping.
Right.
You have to win. I think it was 41 moves. If you had to black out the entire board. So if you made that within 41 moves, then you got the 10 grand, and it just went down after that.
Right. Would you do a December or early December cruise or an mid-April cruise? Yeah, I feel like, so one of the things that are decorated so nicely. So I might pick the December over the April. In December, hurricane season is over. So April, it's not hurricane season either, but it is over. Hi, Tracy G. Hi, Vamos Gatos. What about you? What would you do? Which one would you pick, December or April?
I don't think it matters to me.
Okay.
I liked it in January.
Yeah.
I think it's because everybody was just getting over it. Island Day, so that they cold, but it was cold.
I would say on our island day, I mean, we were in our bathing suits and stuff, and it's not like we weren't in like sweatshirts, but we couldn't get in the water.
Yeah, it's cold. But even now it was cold. The water was cold.
Hi, Villain Fan. Cold to us. And everything going on. Hi, Tasha. Hi. There's Darla. Welcome, Crazy Crew. Hi, Chrissy Castle. So, hi, Theo. Hi, Barbara. We didn't do a play. We did not. Like I said, we have some things going on that we're trying to focus on, and so it just wasn't like in for us to do it. Carmen, hi Dina, hi Natalie, hi Amy, Slinky Dog Mom, hello. Katie, hello. Katie says she's Tim's biggest fan. I think you were gonna fight for that title, Katie.
Oh, who's she gonna fight?
Da Bops or Ed. Yeah. Hi Kim. Hi Robin. Hello Rosalie. So yeah, I feel like there's some competition for Tim's biggest fan. I mean, I'm not going to compete with y'all.
There's a whole lot, to be honest with you.
Doug, hello. Aunt Margaret says, I'm going on my first cruise in February for my niece's wedding, the Wish. Oh my gosh. I get so nauseous. I booked the middle ship face. Okay. The middle of the ship. I mean, I feel like that's a great, like, depending on where you are. We have only ever gone on a ship and we've only ever had a porthole. I have to have at least something to look at. Kathy A says, Tim is great. So funny. Hi, Jill. Hi, 6527 Dave. Thank you, everybody, for coming over. Katie's going to start a fan club. How do you feel about that?
Not great.
Hi, Shonda. But I feel like that's great. Get the patch, get the bracelets, get all the things that will make you comfortable. I think it's something that the ships deal with every single cruise. You're not alone. And, you know, I would say talk to your doctor as well. Thank you so much, Alice Martinez, for 10 months of channel memberships. Hi, Sheila. Hi, everybody. I feel like I missed so many. Hello, hello. DeBops, yes, you. Hi, DeBops. So there's no casino on Disney cruise lines. So you have bingo. That is how you can win money. Hi, Joy. Is there a ship that you would recommend over for someone taking a cruise for the first time? I mean, I don't know if I would say that there's a ship that I would consider, but what I would consider is making it a shorter cruise rather than a super long one, just in case it is not for you. And you can, you know you're only there for limited time. We're 3 cruises in, and I think we're finally to the point where we think we want to do possibly a 4 or 5 day.
I think, yeah, we're to that point. I want to do an Alaskan cruise, but somebody...
I do too, but I don't know.
She wants to play like, oh yeah, it's no big deal.
It's going to be cold. He was just complaining that it was cold.
I can look out a window.
Love Hugs, hello. Oh my gosh, hello. Barbara, hello. I want to do an Alaskan cruise as well. I really, really do. I just don't know. I know Coda did it, and he went in like June or July, and he was still really cold. So I want to do the Disney one because I want to see Mickey in his little yellow Gordon Fisherman outfit, and Minnie in her like fur.
I'll get me a Gordon Fisherman.
Yeah, that's what you're gonna do. Kathy says Alaskan cruises are great. Highly recommend. Hi, Kate. Hi, Derek. I hope you and Kelly are well. What are you going to do to crack me up today? You want to peep?
Oh no peeps for me.
I've only heard great things about the Alaskan cruise too. Darla, I was going to say, I know my parents have been on Alaskan cruises. I know it was the one thing my grandmother had on her bucket list, so I don't know if we are in the age range. But Tim is definitely an old soul. Cruising in the cold does absolutely nothing.
I don't even know what that means.
I agree, Fulvio. So, I don't know. Yeah. So aside from Alaskan cruise, is there anywhere else that would you want to do a transatlantic cruise?
No.
Okay.
It's too far.
Yeah.
13 days, I think is what they said it was.
Yeah. 3 stops. But I don't know. It was either 13 days or 6. Maybe it's 13 to go there and come back.
What's that now?
Like, I don't know. They were saying it was only 6. 6 days. Maybe it's 13 in total because that's when you get the stops.
Yeah, it was 6 days at sea before you got to the first stop.
Yeah.
13 days total.
Yeah.
It's a long time to be stuck on a boat. And I like boats.
So, yeah, I don't know what we would do next. I think maybe I would like to I really would love to do the treasure. So the treasure is a longer, I think minimum of 5 days. So I think that's probably what we will, you know, go do that next. We'll see. But again, I think the treasure goes to the new island and it definitely goes south and not east. Because is that what we did? East, north? Like, where did we just go? Or did we go south?
What are you talking about?
When we went, where we just went. Like, where is all of that?
Southeast?
Okay, southeast. Well, the treasure goes further south, I should say.
Okay.
13 days in the cold sounds like a nightmare, Fulvio. Yeah, 13 days, long days. There's a lot of entertainment. If you watched our video, there was nightlife every night, mini golf, there's ping pong tables, there's basketball courts.
There's food.
There's
snacks. Lots
Hi,
of
Blake.
snacks. I'd stay away from the Italian section, but the rest was pretty good food.
Would like to start with a 4 or 5 day to see. I know several people on our cruise were mentioning like, oh, a 7 day is a perfect amount of time. You really get to relax. We've not ever experienced that. Did you eat a lot of cookies on the cruise?
I did not. The cookies were trash. I mean, they were not good. And the biggest problem is everybody talked them up and how good they are, and I would have rather had Chips Ahoy.
So, on our last night, we were out at, it was called The Tube, was the name of the bar that was there on the Fantasy. And we were like, we're going to go back to our room and get room service. So on a Disney cruise, room service is included. You can order whatever you want. They just bring it and it's no extra charge. And so we were going to go back to the room. Everybody said, go get cookies, and they're warm and they're delicious. We go back. Now, I don't know what time in the morning it is. It's after 12, right?
Oh, yeah, you kept me out way too late.
We ordered...
the 8:30 cookies would have probably been all right, though.
It's late, and I feel like room service
weren't very good.
Closed. But anyways, we end up getting this package of cookies, 2 cookies. They were ice cold, and everything, like Tim said, everything that was talked up, they were not okay. So, yeah. So, we'll keep trying with the cookies. Annette says, Tasha said, I wonder if it's frowned upon if you ask about the ice cream machine to be put in the room. How do you feel about the ice cream?
I'm not a big ice cream fan, but it was good. I mean, at least it was soft serve and not hard ice cream.
So,
like Janelle likes to drag up to the house.
Okay, Annette says, sounds like there's enough to keep you busy, but my problem is that I can't eat as much as I used to. I'm older now and I can't mess up my dinner times because it'll cause havoc. I agree. I don't think anybody should go on a cruise thinking that you're going to get your money's worth of food. That's me. I don't think you should go there and make yourself miserable just because you can eat as much food as you want.
I think you should.
So
that's the whole point of going on a cruise.
I think a lot of people would say that. Annette, I will tell you that the fast food and the buffets and all of that were okay, but the dinners is where, you know, you're going to have your meat, potatoes, and vegetables. So you can, there are two, on the Disney cruise, there are two dinner times, an early and a late. Our dinner time was at 8:15. I want to say the early one is 5:30 or 6 o'clock. And so you can choose to eat at an earlier time and then kind of stay on schedule.
So that's what a lot of people, I assume, do with the kids is they'll go to the earlier dinner, and then the later dinner is, from what we're told, is more adult.
Yeah. Nova, thank you so much for the nice compliment. And it says, were there long lines for food?
The first day there were, and then after that it wasn't bad. Depending on what time you go, I guess, makes a difference. But the way the boat's laid out, people gravitate to go towards the right side.
Yeah. And
if you would walk around to the other side, the left side, there wouldn't be nobody over there. Or very few. I don't think people realized that there were two sides to the restaurant the first couple of days. So if you walk around to the other side, it wasn't bad at all. Let me read this. Happy Friday to everybody. So, as far as the earlier dinners go, like if you pick the late dinner, all 3 nights is late dinner. Like you can't go to one or the other. You either have to go whatever your set time is, because you get like an assigned table every night. It's the same number through the entire cruise. So you go, it'll be different restaurants, but you go to the same table number every night, and you eat with the same people. So just so happened that we got set with Ron and Shelly, but you could very well be set with total strangers. Yeah, let's talk about our mini golf game. So Tiger over here, I think she went and got like a custom fitted club or something while I was taking a nap. And, I mean, she rolled up with like a Callaway and just, I mean, she totally smoked me. And I think either she had, conspired with the captain to swerve and zigzag the boat to get it or she had a custom club, one of the two.
Dave says Janelle collects lounge flies. Tim, what do you collect?
Nothing. I don't collect anything.
Brianna, we chose the late dinner. Just again, if you're trying to have more of an adult dinner, choose the late dinner. You go to the show first, which the show was at 6 o'clock for us, and then dinner was at 8:15. And then it's reverse. So then you go to the early dinner, and then you go to the later show. I'm going to share because I know Tim wants to call me, so I had to take that. She fell off a horse, and he was like, I drove her to the urgent care, and she's slurring her words, and I'm not okay. And I was all the things to ask, and he said yes. And then he said, I think we're probably going to end up having to go to the hospital. And so I was trying to find out where they would go and everything. Anyways, that was her calling. She has been released. Very mild concussion nonetheless. And she's on her way home. So, just so you know, she's okay.
All right, I appreciate that.
Okay, we're going to go resume on. How was Ron on the cruise?
The same as he is in the park.
Yeah.
Full throttle. Wide open all the time. The guy doesn't stop. He doesn't sleep. He just goes. He's like the Energizer Bunny.
So
it's ridiculous. I was like, stop, get a little rest. And he doesn't. We
can. So if you have friends going, you can give each other the reservation, and so you can connect. And you can then have dinner, because if you don't, like the very first cruise that we went on, you just have strangers at your table with you. You have the possibility of that. So the first cruise we ever went on, you're at a table with other couples. It's not like they put you with a family, but they put you with like other couples or whatever. So this time Ron was like, hey, do you want to eat together just so we're not with strangers? And I said, sure. So we connected, and so we had dinner every night with Ron and Shelly. It was just a table for 4. You get put at the same table, and then you go to the same restaurant each night together. You have the same waiter and wait staff each time you go. And same with breakfast. You will get the one waiter and like assistant, and then you just get them the entire time. So like when you go to dinner the next night, if you ordered, let's just say you ordered Sprite and a coffee, they're gonna have the Sprite and the coffee sitting there like waiting for you. Oh yeah,
they're pretty good, and they know your name right
away.
They
know your name.
Russia, let me tell you, it is awkward.
So
to sit at a table with complete strangers and then try to have a conversation. This kid over here, she's all like best friends with them by the end of the cruise.
We're switching numbers.
And I still can't remember their names. So,
not Ron and Shelly, but we're talking about the first cruise. We had wonderful. So let's talk about the first cruise that we can talk. We'll talk about it. So we went to on the Wish, and there were 2 other couples at a table for 6. The one couple shows up, very nice. You can sit wherever you want. And then this other couple showed up, and they were fighting.
Yeah, you don't talk about awkward.
They were fighting, and they weren't there very long, and so they didn't come to the rest of the dinners or anything. They were never with us.
That is true.
Amanda says room service all the way. Just so you know, Mike says solid beard. Good work.
I appreciate that. I work hard at it. It's getting some chrome in it now. From, I got a neck cramp, but
room service all the way, Amanda. Yeah, we really didn't.
So I feel like on the breakfast side they didn't have a lot of choices. On the breakfast stuff, you got ram.
So Lori, everybody that was with Tanya and the crazy crew, they were all sitting together. They were a gigantic group, which you can go with a really big group of people, and you can do that as well. Hi, Diane. And so, yeah, we had just the 4 of us. Ron and Shelly were nice. I mean, as far as like a delight to sit and chat with, I feel like we got to know each other a little bit better, because I mean, we've not ever really spent any time with them, like just sitting at a dinner, being able to talk about like where we're from or what did we do before this and stuff like that. So it was really nice to get to know them. It was their anniversary, and so they had a lot of things already planned, and I'm sure Ron put out a video today, and so you can probably go onto his channel, Ron on the Go, and see what their cruise was like. But there was one night, the second night, Tim and we were alone at our table because Ron and Shelly had like a special date night anniversary planned. So other than that, I mean, we kind of all did our own thing.
We did.
We would eat dinner together, go do whatever we wanted, and then we would all meet back up like later in the evening, like at the game shows and stuff. So, hi Kelsey. Thank you so much for being in the vlog for a very short period of time on the tram. So it was so fun to hang out with. It was so fun to hang out with you guys. Make friends and come on cruises, and yes, and 100% Tasha. Was this your first Disney cruise? No, it was our second. This was our second. The Wish was our first, and then the Fantasy was our second. So we are officially silver. We did not know. I wasn't really aware of the levels. So this time we got a free little backpack. I don't even know where it is. Tim's wearing it in the video. Do most Disney cruises leave from Port Canaveral? Hi, Ed.
I wore a backpack?
Yeah. Right when we walked into the room, you're like, there's a backpack. And you used the little sling bag.
Sweet.
Darla used hers the entire time. So I don't know, Ed. So what was Ron saying about Galveston? They're about to add something to Galveston. But I would say maybe Miami too.
They're doing a big port expansion in Galveston. So you'll be more. Yeah, I don't know what else goes out of there. I know there's a Carnival cruise, Royal Caribbean goes out of there.
Yeah, the MSCs. But yeah, Disney cruises. We know the Fantasy, the Wish, and the Treasure all leave from Port Canaveral. So I think the Dream is out of Miami. And I know there's the Magic, I think that one might be the Galveston one. Which boat did we prefer? I prefer the Wish. I don't know about Tim.
See, now somebody knows what good art is when they see it. Thank you. It was a fantastic glowworm.
Okay, let me go back. Okay, so the
next night I made a slug, but I don't think she filmed that part. I think she felt bad for the room attendant because he couldn't do as good a job as me.
It was the ship was a good size, Darla. The backpack, yeah. We were thrilled to see our cameo, Kelsey, yeah. Okay, so the Wonder, thank you, Darla, is what cruises out of Galveston. And Tracy me, hello. See, tell Ed we said hello. Kidder, yes, I know. I will have to fix it after this is over. So yeah. Tell Ed we said hello. And what else? What was your overall favorite activity?
I don't know, but I forgot to mention that we got to see the rocket launch. We
did get to see the rocket launch. So our ship was at port for a very long time. We did not leave as scheduled.
Yeah, so we got to see a rocket launch. That was pretty good. My favorite activity, the Newlywed Game.
Okay.
And the food eating.
Match your mate.
I don't know if that's an activity or not, but.
Hi, Rodney. Hi, Ed. A Disney fan 1, you're very welcome. Well, after we end this live stream, we're headed out to...
Oh, we are going to Home Depot after this.
We are going to Home Depot.
And to get some supper.
Yep. So we have some ideas for making a video when we go out this afternoon. So stay tuned.
I don't have any ideas. I just go.
Favorite dessert you had on the cruise?
Favorite dessert. I don't think probably the chocolate mousse thing was the best.
Okay.
Certainly wouldn't entertain the sugarless cake again. Nor the chocolate chip cookies.
Okay.
So Disney, do better.
I like the food on the Wish better.
Cookies were better.
Yeah. We did not go in any pools. We just sat on the outside of them. Tim had acupuncture on the very first one.
I don't recommend that either.
So on the Wish, or even on the Fantasy, you could go to the fitness center and the spa to go tour it before the ship leaves. And Tim won an acupuncture session.
Yeah. So anybody wanting acupuncture, give me $300. I'll send you a tutorial video, hook you up.
Okay. What time did the Fantasy set sell? It was after midnight. It was definitely on Friday. I think somewhere around 12:30. I don't know. We were in our room. I know Ron and Tanya were out and about on the ship. And they were talking about how everybody like felt something and like came running outside to see like were they moving. So we were in our room. I think that the boat is so big that you can hardly tell, because what's the capacity?
I don't know what the capacity of the Fantasy is.
Hi, Free to Do crew. Hello, everybody. Ron just sent everybody over. Does Disney do a captain's dinner? Not to my knowledge. I know when we were on the Royal Caribbean, I think like they do, and I think other ships do, but I'm not aware that Disney does a captain's dinner.
Did acupuncture hurt? No, it didn't do anything at all, in my opinion.
So,
yeah, I wouldn't get in the pool.
We haven't even talked about the fireworks either. A personal favorite for Kelsey's surprise of mine was the hand washing stations at the buffet and the sanitizing wipes they distribute before dinner. I genuinely appreciate their dedication to health and hygiene, and I couldn't agree more, Kelsey. So there are cast members that are just standing at the doors with like wipes, and everybody has to take one. Like, it's not an option for you not to take one. And then you can choose to wash your hands. There was one time I went into like the cabana, is that what it was called, area, and I washed my hands and didn't use the wipes. But to keep the line moving quick, they just hand everybody wipes. So, hi Marlene. That's what you, Darla. That's what you felt. That's how you knew we were moving. Darla says we were moving so fast. She felt the whoosh.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah. You got on the ship. Disney sent us a survey or like a questionnaire, and it was a health survey. And then they asked like and say you're telling the truth and all of that. So they really do care, and they do try to prevent like some mass illness breakout. Thank you, Captain Mickey. I appreciate that. He says we both look great together.
Yeah, I do look pretty stunning.
Hi, Jaden. Did we go to the Rainforest Spa? Not this time. The first time, on the Wish, we did take a tour of it and everything. So, but we have not gone to it. Tim went for his acupuncture thing, but I didn't get to go down there. So, how many cruises have y'all been on? 3 total. Royal Caribbean, Disney, Disney. Did Disney give you guys any extra perks since leaving the port at 12:30? Nope. Nope.
Nope, we didn't get anything else.
We thought, I mean, honestly, if we didn't go anywhere, we were okay with it. We were like, we'll stay here. Everything kept going. Dinner, character meet and greets, the shows, everything just went right on schedule, even though we were just sitting at the port. So aside from the boat actually moving, there was really no difference. Tori, no, I don't even know if Tim knows about Arms and Timmy.
What?
See, he does not know. So when we ride the People Mover, on the closed captioning, it says, so on the People Mover, it says, please keep all arms and antennae in the car. Well, on the closed captioning, it says Arms and Timmy.
Sweet.
So that everybody, when you see them come into the chat, it is, please keep Arms and Timmy in the car. So, no, I don't say that. Tim has always been Tim to me. His family, they call him Timmy, but I've not ever called him Timmy. So, let's see. Have we been on the Disney Dream? Nope, we haven't. So I think, again, I want to try to go on the Fantasy next.
Opposed to going back on a Royal Caribbean cruise either. Especially the big one.
So I would say I feel like I would want it to be like Icon of the Seas.
Yeah.
And I say that only because I do feel like Disney was a level up. Like,
yeah.
As far as, you know, what was offered. Our Royal Caribbean room, Tim could literally hold his arms out like that. And
I could touch both sides.
Both of the walls.
Yeah.
Whereas our Disney room was not like that at all. So, Disney really, like, I don't know, just the ship and everything was so much nicer than the Royal Caribbean one. And I can't even remember what Royal Caribbean ship we went on, but
yeah,
it
I
was,
remember the name
had to have been
it.
older, I guess.
It was definitely an older boat for sure.
So, what's our longest cruise? That,
3 days.
3 days. I agree, Jess. Too bad we were not stuck at Castaway Cay. I'll let Tim answer this, Diane. What's your next trip?
Well, let's pump the brakes. Let's get one paid for before we go do another one.
I don't know. I say in the video, hopefully he surprises me, but we are.
I feel like that's a surprise to you.
That is. We are going to be going out of town for some very exciting family stuff that we're about to do. It won't be Disney related, but we're gonna be gone. So that'll be our next trip. Our next trip will be non-Disney, but it will be family related.
Tasha, that's right. Home Depot's next. What's our next trip?
Jaden, have fun on the Dream. You were just on Disney Fantasy. Do you want to go back on it? Yeah, I would definitely go back on it.
Yeah, especially since it's in Barcelona right now.
Yeah, so whenever we got off, they were going to Spain on Sunday. Thank you, Tracy. And Darla says the room was a decent size. I think you can put the 4 or the 5 people in the room, and it would be a great size. Hi, Ruben. If you want a bigger room, do they have them? Yep, they do have suites. So
They do. But honestly, I don't know if it's worth paying the money for a suite unless you have more than 2 people.
Right.
Because you're never in your room anyways, other than to sleep.
Yeah. Jimmy says, did you guys do any of the trivia events? Well, I don't know what it was called, but it was like couples and they had shoes in their hand, and then we answered one of the questions in the video, but like they said, which one of you is more likely to hog the bed, and you had to hold the shoe up. We didn't do it, but we did do things like that. Lots of fun.
Which one are
you? Let's see. Have you ever been to Boston? I have, Tracy. I don't know, have you?
Never been to Boston. I had an employee from Boston one time.
Yes, you did. Greg P says, this guy is a riot. Tim, you the man. Hi, Megan. Rodney, I hope you had a wonderful time. Let's see.
No silent dance parties.
We did not. Tanya, okay.
Loud dance parties, I know that.
Tanya went to the silent dance party and she said it was the best silent dance party.
Oh, they had one?
Yeah, we left. Like me, you, Ron, and Shelly went outside, and that's when we were talking.
Oh, okay.
So on the last night, we were in the room. Tanya, they weren't there yet. And so we just decided, because there wasn't much going on, we decided to just walk outside, and we were just all sitting around talking. And Tanya, they were in this, and then the silent dance party happened. And
the reason we didn't go to the dance party is because they couldn't handle my moves.
The baby race was super cute, and I am going to be posting a full video. Baby race existed until we were just walking by. And then that does remind me, there is the Disney Cruise Line app where you can get the itinerary for the day, whether it's for a toddler, a teen, or an adult. And then also on your TV, you just turn it on, and there's like the there's also things like in near the elevators. There's just signs everywhere. But anyways, I will be posting the entire baby the diaper dash. I'll post that video so that y'all can see the entire thing and who wins. I just could not. I mean, that would have added like 30 minutes to the video. So the silent disco was 10 out of 10, Kelsey said. Yeah.
Okay.
So we did not go to that, but I will tell you, we did go to karaoke, which again, there's just a sliver of it in the video, and of the people singing at karaoke, not about her in the hall. So, so yeah. Karaoke was amazing. I'm glad that we did not do it, because it would have been embarrassing. Compared,
no, all them other people would have been probably just walked off the ship.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah. They would have been talking about us the next day.
Yeah. And I just can't handle that attention.
Kelsey said it would have been a 12 out of a 10 with your dance moves instead of just a 10 out of 10.
That's probably true. Probably true.
Kelsey. Yeah, so all the Disney ships have this entertainment that we're talking about, and they have things going from morning till night. So, yeah. No, DeBops, it's not David T's daughter. Kelsey is a viewer and a channel member, and in the chats with us, and her husband Cody. Hi, Scott. So, I don't know. It's included, or...
Well, no, you have to pay for it at the end, and you can, I think it was like $30 for each one's the minimum, and then you can add, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. You can prepay your gratuities before you get on the ship, so you don't have any kind of a bill.
Yeah. The only thing you would have to pay for on the boat is alcohol.
And bingo.
Oh, and bingo, yeah.
And if you want like Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique or whiskey tasting.
Yeah, they had extra things you could add on, deep sea fishing, which somebody didn't get me, but that's all right.
It's cashless too. So everything goes to your room. Yeah. They do Magic Band Pluses on the ship, or your Key to the World card, and you just use that, and that's how you pay for everything. And then the night before the cruise ends, you get a bill at your door, and it says this is how much you're going to be charged. How many Mickey bars did you eat? None. Because I don't know that they have Mickey bars, but we had ice cream cones. I had 4.
I had 1.
No, you had, I think it was 2. Yeah.
I don't remember the second one.
Darla hooked us up with bringing some caramel sauce, and she poured caramel sauce in the cones. And Darla also brought her own cones, because they give you like a little, what are they, sugar cones, and they're kind of small. And then Darla was like, y'all want caramel sauce? And I was like, yes, please. So, hi, Puddin'. Do they ever say, okay, time for bed, everybody? Nope. Darla had 7.
No. They should. They should come on about 9 o'clock and say,
lights out.
Lights out. That'd be fantastic.
No, I would say, and I don't know how late Darla stayed out, or Kelsey. Y'all could say how late y'all stayed out, but I think the latest we stayed out was on our last night, and that was still about 1 o'clock, but the bars were still open. So I think they closed at 2 o'clock. We did not get to see Darla. I don't know what we were doing that we didn't see Darla in Copacabana, because we were late going to the karaoke. I don't know what we were doing. I don't know.
Oh, we just got out of dinner.
But how did they beat us there?
We went to the pirate night thing, right?
Oh, maybe.
And watched the fireworks and all that.
But I think they did too, but we were just behind. I think we were hanging out up there. Darla was brilliant with that move, 100%. And I also would say this too, that if you didn't want the cone, I don't know what you do if you don't want a cone. Like, I don't know if you can ask for like a bowl or a cup. So yeah, thank you, Puddin'. Well, thank you. Your wife should catch up. You should get her more. You were out, Jess. Okay, you were out till 2, Jess. Okay. So is that one like the bar, that carousel bar, closed, Jess? And Jess, did you have a favorite? Wait, what did we do at night that was your favorite? So, like I said, Darla had her little bag that had her sauce and everything. Oh, you could use a drink cup. There you go. So, I mean, I would think everybody didn't, did you do the fish extenders? We did not. Darla did. I don't know if Jess did or Kelsey did, but we would come, like, show me the magnet. This was like put on our thing. It's a magnet. We would come back to our door, which we did have some cruise magnets on our door, but we would come back and things would just be kind of tucked into our little, like where the fish extender would like be. So I also just saw people put like little gifts like right at the door on the floor. So you didn't have to have them to be gifted something. So did they tell you the themes of the nights beforehand since you didn't? So yes, so you will know that it is pirate night. They are different nights, like from like the fantasy to the wish and all of that. Same with the shows. Sometimes they're a little bit different. Jess says she loved the entertainment on the tube too. That was my favorite part as well. We did not see rubber ducks all over the ship. Evidently, I heard before we went on the cruise that Disney does not allow the rubber ducks anymore.
I don't know anything anything about rubber ducks.
Yeah, we did not see them on the Wish either. So the ship is so quiet and peaceful at night, 100%. And then, so I will say the different ships, the Wish had more entertainment. And then we had Marvel night, and that was on the Wish, whereas on the Fantasy, it's just dinner. There's no characters or anything like that.
Crush came by and talked to me.
At the artist palette, that was Crush, and that, yes. Some little girl colored tons of pictures. Her mom laminated and put magnets on them. We got a Buzz Lightyear.
We did get a Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah. They were so cute. What people do on their doors, they work so hard. I mean, we saw
a guy that did like woodcraft.
Yeah.
Go ahead. And he had like a Mickey that fit perfectly around the peephole. Yeah. And like, it was pretty cool.
We saw Sorcerer, Light Up Sorcerer, Mickey.
People put way more effort into it than we did, for sure.
A lot of effort into the magnets and everything on their doors. We did not. Lori gifted us some magnets that she didn't use on her last one. And then people just kept putting magnets on our doors. So, do you want to show everybody your medal?
Oh, for when I ran the 5K? This is actually my second. I did it twice, but got me a Castaway K 5K. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it?
There you go. Yep, there. It's there.
So, that was pretty good.
And then the postcard right there.
Yeah, hold on.
Okay. How did the 5K work?
One step at a time.
Megan, you knew that was coming. The 5K was on the honor system, and there is a sign that says 5K start, and then on the other side of it said 5K finish. And I do know that you can go up to the like little shack hut thing where you get the medals, and they would just have you sign your name and like a little waiver, because you're going to be out on this course doing it. But yeah, that's all you do. It's the honor system on whether or not Darla it's very easy. You get to see a lot of the island on it.
Yeah, it wasn't bad at all.
So
I crushed it.
When we were on the Wish, Tim and I rented bikes. And that's how we got around on the island, because we wanted to see as much of it as we could as quickly as possible. So we saw the whole 5K route when we were on the Wish with our bikes. So you cannot do the 5K on a bicycle, yeah. So it was not an extra expense. Nope, the 5K, anybody can do it. Evidently, in the past, it was something you had to sign up for. You had to get up really early. All that. That is not the case. So, Kelsey said, we saw you right after you received your medals. You barely broke a sweat.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how good. That's how athletic.
How good my fitness videos are. If you want to check them out. And, yeah, pretty in shape.
Yeah. Yeah, we were really prepared for the 5K. So
I've been training for it for quite some time now. And so that was probably my highlight.
The honesty of the 5K and the medals is that the cast members were very, very nice. And thank you, Jess. We asked politely if we could have a medal, and they obliged, and we have medals now. So we did meet a family.
They hand delivered one to our room.
They did. Tim, we were,
because I ran it so fast.
He ran that thing so fast, he looked like he didn't even run. That's right, Tasha. And Scott said chairs and stairs.
It's working.
We were sitting next to, or we were next to a family, and the mom was like, wow, y'all haven't even been gone that long. She said that to Darla. And she said my son wanted one of the medals, and Tim was like, here you go. So I ate a lot of chicken tenders. My whole thing is like keeping it to what I know and keeping safe. I am very afraid of like getting food poison or just having something that I'm not gonna like, and it's not gonna go well. And so I just stuck to something very basic, and that is just how I am, and I really haven't changed. So Tim, like, they had crab legs, shrimp, stone.
Oh, they have anything you want.
Anything you want.
Janelle's just a picky eater, so chicken tenders and French fries about all she eats.
I'm not a buffet person either, so again, that whole like everybody going towards all the food, it's not for me. So no, Scott Disfam, I heard about the wings, and next time there should have been a chicken tender count. Yes. No escargot. There was escargot the one night on the menu. There may have been.
Yeah, I know there was at the sit down, but I don't know about at the
Mary
at the buffet part.
So I will say that I had really bad food poisoning, and I'm with Mary. I don't ever want that to happen, and I definitely didn't want it to happen on a cruise ship. To be, the shorts. I never saw him. If he had pants, like his slacks, we did not see him in them.
I honestly wasn't paying attention to what Ron had on.
Yeah, he didn't. We just only ever saw him in shorts. So
is that a thing? He only wears shorts?
Yeah.
Okay.
The dinners are not like as formal as you might think on another cruise line. So you can come to the dinner in a golf shirt and shorts, stuff like that. So I like to wear a dress every night. Tim kind of looked the way he did every single night. But you honestly can go to dinner, pretty casual. No Mexican food, no tacos, no scale. Nope.
Yeah.
Because I would have branched out.
Yeah.
That would have been.
I don't remember there being tacos.
They had
pizza. You would think they would.
Yeah.
I know they had rice and beans, but I don't know if they had like taco meat and hard shell. Not that I remember. Seems like the Wish did, though. Now that I'm thinking, I feel like the Wish had a full taco bar.
We did talk about how we just thought that the Wish altogether
on the Wish than the Fantasy.
Kyla wants to know, are you boat people? We aren't boat people and worry about how we would do. I'm going to say I'm not the biggest boat person, and I'm okay. I will tell you, I feel like I was more nervous on the first cruise. And then this time I was like, I wasn't nervous at all. So yeah, Tasha, you really could roll up in your yoga pants and your t-shirt. You'd be surprised what people would wear.
People will wear pajamas.
I don't know if they were wearing them to the dinner, though. We did see them like out and about in the lobby in their pajamas. So maybe Rosalie, how does it compare to the other ships? I think it was very comparable. Aside from like the lobbies, which is different. I don't know that there was too much that was like different. The elevators.
Yeah,
but
we're not allowed to use elevators, so couldn't speak on that. But
yeah, I'm not an elevator. You guys know if you watch me, I don't like to be in an area that's enclosed with a lot of people, and the elevators can be very crazy, especially after a show or after dinner or like just a high traffic time. And so we walk the stairs, and we walk a lot of stairs when we were on both cruises. Yes, we would consider it, Tony, 100%. That we got off of this, we feel like we're ready for a longer cruise. So, yep. So, anything you want to add?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't go on a longer cruise on your first trip, though.
Right.
That would be one thing I'd say. Try a 3-day, and then the only problem with 3-day is you're just trying to cram so much in.
Yeah.
Or Janelle is. I wouldn't have moved from that balcony.
Most people get scared the first time on it. I agree. And I know Mike, Disney Travel Mike, we've spoken before, and we talked about cruises, and he was a person that he was not a fan of going. And his family went on a Disney cruise, and he had his next one booked before they got off. And he tells everybody that that it was, something that he wouldn't have ever considered, and he's glad that he did. We haven't cruised yet. 3 or 4 day is what you would do. Yeah, and I think that's the way to go if you have not. One thing that we have not experienced is using the kid areas or the daycare or anything like that, but they're open very late. We found out. And so that's also something to consider if you have kids and you still want to have a nightlife. It's all possible.
I think they're open till 11.
Yeah. So lots of options. So yeah. All right. Well, are you ready to go get something to eat?
I've been ready.
So, and I agree, Rodney. The weather plays a huge part in what the ship is going to be like. So I have not done anything with Mike recently. So, all right, everybody. I think if that's it for the questions, we're gonna go get dinner and head out. And I will see everybody tomorrow in the parks. Do we have any late night snacks near the tube? No, the one night we were there, they had taken the stuff away. It did smell really good. You remember that? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they did.
Yeah.
It was gone by the time we got there.
So, yeah, we did not.
Ate it all,
yeah, the crazy crew. Yeah, I'm glad that y'all were all here. Thank you so much for the support, not only for the live stream, but for the video. We really appreciate it. And there will be more to come. So, thank you, everybody. You want to say anything?
Bye. Let's go eat.
Okay. Bye.